Getting right into today's video, I did go ahead and pre-pep my practice hand with the Makartt tips. They are linked in my Amazon storefront. I am actually using Glam Glits acrylic for today's video. I love this color and I just couldn't pass up on the opportunity to use it. This is one of my OG favorite colors and I honestly forgot about it until today. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys. This is Heatwave from Glam Glits. Super sparkly. It is like a gold hued shimmer color. Very, very pretty nude, so definitely recommend it. Now, I've talked about Glam Glits before, and their consistency is pretty different from what you guys are used to seeing me use. So just keep that in mind while you guys see me apply this. Their powder is definitely on the drier side, so it's a little bit harder to work with, but it is an amazing product to start off with, especially if you are a beginner nail tech. So for today's video, I am using my not polished acrylic brush in the size 12, along with my Profiles Backstage monomer. Glam Glits does offer their own monomer, so make sure you guys check that out as well. I'm going ahead and starting off with the medium-sized bead in the middle section of the nail, blending it out gently, and then I am working my way up. It kind of just depends on the mood that I am. I change my application quite a bit. Sometimes I'll start at the tip, sometimes I start at the cuticle area, but for the most part, I tend to start in the middle section and then work around that. So I am just taking small beads of acrylic and blending it in with the existing powder. Always, always, always hold your finger in a downward position so that the powder flows down instead of into the cuticle area when you are working around the cuticle area. Again, a small medium bead of acrylic in the middle section, and then I start blending it down. I am using very thin layers of this powder because I'm going to be encapsulating, and I didn't want the shimmer to be super, super opaque. So I'm just using very small amount of product. As you can see, there's zero structure to that nail. All I'm doing is covering that base with this color. I'm going ahead and encapsulating the nails. For today's video, I'm actually using Kiara Sky Clear. I realized that I had a jar of their clear and I was like, why not use it? So I am using that for today's video. They are sister companies, which I love, Kiara Sky and Glam Glits both. So definitely recommend both of the brands as well. So I'm going in and just applying a layer of that over top of the shimmery nude. I'm using this specifically to add the structure and encapsulate that glitter because sometimes they can be weaker when it comes to the strength of the powder. So I'm making sure that I'm adding a good amount of clear on that, and I'm also not building up the apex because this is a practice hand, so keep that in mind. All I'm doing is adding a good amount of thickness to that. Now I'm going in and filing the nail. For this step, I am using my Kiara Sky e-file. And along with that, I'm using the 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky. This one is the silver colored one, and it is medium grit. I love them so much. They are the best ones that I have found thus far, so definitely recommend these in comparison to other 5-in-1 bits that I have used. I've tried ones off of Amazon, and I've tried other company ones, and I definitely love these the best. So definitely recommend them. They have tons of colors to choose from. I'm just going in around the cuticle area, gently filing that product to make it nice and flush to the natural nail. And then I'm filing vertically up and down because especially these are long nails. I want to make sure that I have more surface to work on. So I like to file vertically up and down so that my file does not skip when I go horizontally. If you have any questions on e-filing, definitely check out my how to e-file video. I go really in depth on exactly how I use it, so definitely recommend that. Again, going around the cuticle and then vertically up and down. I'm basically just smoothing out any bumps or lumps that I might have from the application process. I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file and filing the sides. You can find these on my Amazon storefront. Definitely recommend them. If you are an OG, you guys are probably tired of hearing me say it, but these are the best files. Hands down, they are definitely really good. So I'm going on these sides and just making sure that I'm filing everything nice and straight. No matter how hard you try to get your application as perfect as possible, you're still going to get a little bit of bulk product on the side. So make sure you guys do not skip this step. I always make sure that I'm wiping the sides, but regardless, this makes it look so much better. Now I'm going in and turning the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, and then I'm filing the very tip of the nail. This helps you see any imperfections that the client might see that you might miss from your view. So it is really important that you look at the nails from every angle possible and that you don't miss anything. So make sure you guys are doing this step. I'm cleaning the surface of the nail and my practice hand with a lint-free wipe and some swipe, just making sure that I'm removing all the dust. Make sure you buff the nail. I apparently forgot to leave that part in, but buff the nail before this step so you have a nice surface to work on when you're doing your nail art. Now, where are my Capricorns at? I did get on a live not that long ago and I asked you guys what kind of videos you guys wanted to see, and one of the top ones was horoscope/zodiac sign nail art. So I am so excited to be starting off this new series. I'm going to be doing one for every sign, and I'm going to be spreading them out throughout the year, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for your sign. I am, of course, starting off with Capricorn. Shout out to all of you guys and happy birthday to all of you. So we're starting off with the sign symbol, and it kind of resembles to me an N with a little loop at the end. Definitely really easy to create. I thought it would be a little bit harder, but it's not. So for this video, I am using the Profiles Backstage gel paint. I'm using the black, and then I'm using my favorite nail art brush from Amazon. Don't forget to check out my Amazon storefront. Everything is linked in that. And I'm just going ahead and doing smaller versions of that around the big one right in the middle. I thought it would be a cute little accent, so I figured I would cover the entire nail. And I'm also adding in a few of the parts of the symbol around these three black ones in red. I thought that would be a cute little touch, as that is January's birthstone color. And I wanted to integrate that as well for all of my January babies. So I went ahead and mixed the red gel paint from Profiles with the black one to mix this deeper red. Now for the middle finger, I am going to be doing the signs animal, and it is a sea goat. So we are starting off with the horns. I actually tried to draw it previously, starting off with the base of it, and the proportions were terrible. So I thought I would think of exactly the point where I struggled with the design and start from there. So I was realizing that the horns were the big issue because they didn't look right whenever I would finish up. So I decided to start from that point. That's a quick little tip for those of you struggling with nail art. If you cannot get the proportions right, start off with the point that you are struggling with, and a lot of the time that will definitely help. So I now am doing the little ears, and then I'm going to continue to draw the face. Super easy. It's basically just like a silhouette of the face of it. And when I'm drawing the face, I like to start off with an outline. I feel like it helps me get the design down better. So I'm making sure that I am outlining that first and trying to be as precise as possible. A lot of the time, if I feel like the proportions aren't going to be right, I try to go a little bit smaller. Because it is a silhouette, I can do that. If you're doing like a really intricate design, definitely not. But because it's a silhouette, and I know that if I need to go a little bit wider, I can just add more black and it'll be fine and it won't ruin that design. So I'm continuing to outline that, and once I'm done and content with the outline, I'm actually taking my 3D nail art brush because it is a little bit bigger and I can grab a lot more paint. I'm going to be infilling that entire head with it. It just makes the process a little bit quicker. I started off with my nail art brush and then I went in with my 3D nail art brush. I like this method because it just goes by quicker. You're gonna realize that hand painting stuff is very time consuming, so definitely recommend any little steps that you can figure out. Now I'm just doing the little goatee. Again, outlining first and then just infilling the little area. And then I'm curing that in the light because it's a gel paint. Don't forget to cure it in the light. Once it is out, I'm going to be doing the little eye with white. I typically would have just left it with the nude underneath and outlined it with the black, but I figured that would be way too hard to do. So instead of being extra careful, I just figured I would draw it in with white. Now, once you're done with that, don't forget to pop it in the light once again. If you want to place it in there for a little bit longer just to make sure everything is nice and dry, that works well. I'm going in with my jewelry gel and applying that on the pinky nail. I'm going to be doing a huge cluster of crystals right up at the cuticle area and kind of bring down the center. So I, again, included these really pretty red colored crystals to match the birthstone for January. And I stuck with those colors to add that cute little touch. And I'm just placing a ton of different sized ones around two bigger ones. And I'm working my way down with that. I typically do this with crystal placement. I kind of envision something, place a few crystals, and then build off of that. I'm taking some pixie crystals and I'm going to be pouring them to kind of infill any little creases that this design might have. So I'm just taking a cuticle pusher and filling that up with those crystals and then pouring it over top, and then I placed it in the light to cure everything into place. And then around the cuticle area of the index finger, I'm actually adding black, smaller crystals. It's just going to be another little accent to complement the rest of the design. I felt like I wanted to stick fully with black and red for it, just to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm just going gently around that cuticle area. And again, placing that in the light. I am actually placing it in the light for a minute this time, just so all of that gel paint can be fully cured and the crystals can be fully cured as well. I'm going in with my top coat. This is Matte It from Not Polish. You guys already know I can't stay away from it. But lucky for you guys, I'm actually showing you guys a little sneak peek of what it would look like if it was shiny. So I'm going in and applying a thin layer of that over top of all of the nails. When applying top coat on the nail art ones, you definitely want to press it into place nicely, because a lot of the time you'll get little ridges built up from that gel paint, and you want to make sure everything is nice and filled in so that it is nice and protected. So I'll go over it a few times, make sure that I am fully covering it. And of course, place that in the light for 1 minute. I like to do 2 minutes just to be safe. Here's a little peek of what it would look like shiny. Like I said, the shine lines really mess with the picture of the design. Reason why I like to do them in matte, especially when I'm doing nail art, you can just see the detail a lot better. There's no shine lines on any of the design with matte. But that basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you, and Happy New Year to you all. I'll catch you guys next time.
Some fake, then who gon' hurt this? I naughty night, you lullaby. I'm doing me, it's do or die. You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night.